All right, this one should be fun. 5 things high testosterone men don't do because their self-esteem ultimately is too high, which means they have absolutely no interest in doing these things. If you catch yourself doing these things, you might want to quit or rethink a few things, or I don't know, get more aggressive with your testosterone goals so that these don't become an issue. If you do find yourself doing these things, it is a red flag. I'll get into I'm going to do the controversial ones first, and then do some of the ones you might have heard before later in the video. First one, and this is becoming more and more of a thing. I just don't get it at all. OnlyFans. Guys going on OnlyFans, paying these, paying women money just for pictures. I mean, it's like, I mean, can I even say you know what I'm trying to say. At least then there's something physical involved. I kind of get that. Not that I would do it, but paying women for pictures or videos online, that's just wild. And also think about it from a hierarchical standpoint. Most of you guys will know this, maybe guys who've been married before, or you've had an ex-girlfriend or whatever. Women you're sleeping with don't necessarily respect the guy they're with. And they have guys they really want, usually some Hollywood whoever, and then the guys they're with they don't necessarily respect. And then male friends that they've got are below them in the hierarchy. And then below that, you've got OnlyFans dudes who are simping over these women, paying them money, and they've never even met up with them in their entire lives. Like, for your self-esteem, to do that, your self-esteem must be really low, and you're right at the bottom of the hierarchy in this woman's eyes, even if she is fake nice to you, or some AI bot that you're talking to is being fake nice. That's a real low T habit. It's very, very submissive. Yeah, I'm not going to talk anymore about that. I think following on from that is accepting really bad treatment from other people in general. But I think when guys accept horrendous treatment and disloyalty and rudeness from their wives or girlfriends, I think that's very telling of their self-esteem level. There's a guy, and I don't want to name names. I mean, he's not going to see this video anyway, but there's a guy who lives very close to me, let's say, who drives a Porsche, very, clearly makes a lot of money. And this is where, like, a lot of Americans go on money this, money that. But whenever I see, like, a dude that makes good money and doesn't have the physicality, and he's married to a certain woman who's not exactly particularly a model, and literally yesterday, they were going to do a food shop or something, and she was like, "Oi, open the car!" Just talking down to him, talking to him like absolute garbage. Got close there. And I just thought, clearly money doesn't buy respect. It really doesn't. And a more extreme example of that would be someone like Bill Gates, or a women really fantasizing about that, or Jeff Bezos getting divorced, losing billions, and now she's one of the richest women on the planet. Like, it clearly isn't the answer. But I think self-esteem is just saying no to poor treatment from other people, and it's closely tied into testosterone. And to further add to that, none of those rich guys I've just mentioned really have the physicality. They don't have the looks, they don't have the physical prowess, and I think those things are more important, to be honest. So the next low T habit that high T guys don't have is skipping leg day, because of, I don't know, there's always some rationalization, there's always a reason to skip, isn't there? You didn't quite sleep perfectly, or maybe your boss has put a little bit of extra work on you or something. And trust me, I get both of those. I need my sleep, and my girlfriend and my brother and my mum, she's moving jobs now, so it's less of a thing, but all three of them have had just terrible bosses in the past, where they're putting more and more pressure on you for less and less real money after inflation. So I get it, but there's always an excuse to skip it. All you have to do is go in there and do 2 sets to failure on one exercise. 2 sets to failure on another exercise, and you've got the stimulus there at that point. How long does that take? If you do drop sets as well, like I advocate, you've got some real time efficiency there. Training from home, even more so. Then there really is no excuse then. And then another big one is not getting blood work because of. I've had guys literally say, I've not had morning wood in 3 years. My you-know-what doesn't work. I've got no libido. So the dude's like, he's broken on a physical level, can't perform a basic reproductive function that men have done throughout history, and just failing on a basic level. Sorry, there's no better way to put it. For 3 years, not 3 weeks, 3 years, he's been living that life. And then I said, so, have you had blood work to see where the things are? And he's like, no, I've not done blood work because I can't be bothered. I just thought, if you're not going to spend $50, $60, $70 or something to fix a long-term, super serious problem, you are just an idiot. You've got... I know most of you guys aren't like this, but this one particular guy, wow, your life is going to suck forever, and it's your own fault. Everyone's got $60. By the way, this guy wasn't exactly a 16-year-old child either. He had a full-time job. I think he was in his late 30s. Everyone has $60 at that point. They just choose to spend it on beer or takeouts or OnlyFans. So it's just priorities, and some people's lives are going to suck if their priorities are like that. So yeah, that's a very low T mindset, probably more so than a habit, but definitely want to avoid that. Now, if you're not like that guy, or you're certainly not the type to be on simping over women on OnlyFans, then you might want to check out this video where I talk about 6 signs that your testosterone's on the rise. Exciting times when you do have a couple of them, and you're on track for 800 plus testosterone. Check it out, you'll find that video very inspiring.